everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Francisca and sorry to interrupt our regularly scheduled program just to announce that today I'm going to be making a frog backpack, but a little bit of housekeeping first. Shall we? As I am recording this, today is the 8th of September 2023, which marks the 10-year anniversary of my first ever YouTube video. I since deleted that video because of copyright, because I used random music. So the reason I know the exact date is because I found this post on my old Tumblr, which I haven't used in years. I had to reset the password to be able to find this post because I didn't remember the link to my own Tumblr blog. How fun! But I would like to celebrate this milestone with a video that aligns with what I want to do moving forward. In the beginning of the year I posted a channel update here and I never followed up with it. Why? Because I've been working on this video since about 2.5 months before I posted that one. And I was fully confident that the week after that video I would be able to post this one. I was wrong, but I'm also kind of happy because I was able to rethink the way I was building this backpack and rethink the way I want to treat this channel moving forward, which hopefully is better. So I'm thinking a regular video once a month. Anything else I post in that month is a bonus. And that's the way I'm going to try to trick my ADHD into working. So, ADHD brain into working. So we'll see. But I just wanted to tell you I'm really happy with the result of this project. I really hope you like this frog as well. And I can't wait to wear it outside. I don't know, I just really want to be the goofy person with googly eyes on their backpack. Yeah, okay. So let's start with why I'm making this frog backpack. Well, I had this one that you can see on screen right now when I was a child, and according to my family I wore it everywhere. I took it anywhere with me. It doesn't matter where I went, I just took it with me. Well, I don't remember this. I just remember being very young and the zipper was already ruined and the backpack was worn a lot, but I couldn't wear it anymore and all I wanted was to wear it again. So I kept it all these years. When I moved out, I brought it with me. I fully planned on actually fixing this bag and buying a new zipper, installing a new zipper, maybe changing the lining and just wearing it as it is. But then I started looking at it and seeing how weird the fabric was and how small it actually was for a daily bag for me. So I decided to make a few alterations and the project just snowballed from there. I took the whole bag apart and then traced all the pieces to make a pattern and then altered the pattern to make it look like a more fancy version of that original frog bag. I also changed the size a little just to make sure that my iPad fits on that, because I currently don't have a backpack that is small enough to be a daily driver that also has a pocket for the iPad. So that was a major reason for me to actually change the pattern and redo the whole bag instead of just fixing it and changing the zipper. Don't you love when your cats really want to help with what you are doing, so they just step all over it and lay on top of your paper? I love that. Cats are so cute. Hello, Rabin. Seriously, having cats is like the best decision of my life. Robin is so sweet and so cute that as I was recording this voiceover and I just said, "Oh look, Robin is so cute," Robin came running to the scratching post, I think, to ask for belly rubs. How cute is that? I can't even record voiceovers without her being way too cute for my well-being. So after all the cuddles, belly rubs, and cleaning up the pattern with French curve and ruler, I cut all the pattern pieces out to free them from the block of paper. This sounded way weirder than I meant, I'm sorry. I'm kinda sleepy. After every piece was cut out, I transferred all the pattern pieces to a green fabric. I think it is plain weave cotton. At least it is plain weave. I'm not sure if it is cotton, but I think it is. It's a very weird green. It's almost a green screen green, but slightly muted. I don't really like this. I love green, don't get me wrong, just not this one. So I'm using this for a mock-up. As I'm rewatching this footage, I was so well behaved. I traced all the seam allowance without just eyeballing it, as I usually do. Such a well-behaved gremlin. I say this because I know I'm going to disregard seam allowance as soon as I move on to the final fabric. I had to commit a sewing scene. I actually used the ballpoint pen to trace the shape, like the net pattern, because it's just a test and this chalk thing is too wide. Yeah, I'm going to cut this out and then I'm going to try and stitch this and see how it goes. As you can see, this didn't go very well. It didn't go too bad. I've seen worse, but I've done worse, but yeah. Still not great. I'm going to trim it and flip it around, just so we can see how bad the damage is. Hello guys, it's been a while since I last talked to you during this project, but a few days ago, actually, I've done this test of the frog hand. It's very hard to sew on the machine and it's very crooked, so I may have to stitch most of it by hand. But the straight-ish and the not so severe curves, I can do that on the machine. What I think I'm going to do now is make a mock-up. I'm not going to cut the rest of the tests because I already know this works. I don't care anymore, I don't want to do it because these look very strange. So I'd rather use these, even if they're harder. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Also, I don't know if this is making any sense, but I have one eye at least, and these pieces are the front and the back of the frog. I'm going to make a mock-up just of the body without filling, without anything, just to test out if the pattern works, if the things go okay together. And I think I'm gonna only make one eye because I don't want to waste more fabric than needed, and I still have plenty of the green fabric, so I can use it for lining another frog maybe or something else entirely. But currently my current obsession is frogs, so that's what I want to do. Let's pin these together. Frog eye. I don't know how to attach this to this hole, but it was done in the frog, so I don't know in the original one, so we'll see how that goes. Should I just stitch this by hand? Wouldn't that be a lot easier? Currently the train of thought is I have no idea how to do this, so I'm just gonna do it. Does this make any sense? Probably not. But hey, we're gonna do that anyway. Okay, I need to sit down to do this, and I will be back to show you how it went, because this is fiddly and it's annoying me. Okay, so I have attached poorly, but it's okay. I have attached one of the eyes of the frog in the way that it was kind of done before in the backpack, but I don't like it. So what I want to do, since this is a mock-up, I'm gonna take advantage of this. I made another eye. This is still, I've clipped the corners, but I didn't turn it. It's okay, it's kind of decent. What I want to do is with this other half, I'm just gonna make a cut and hope for the best. What I mean by this is that I'm going to insert this kind of as if it was just a sandwich, like this. Like this is the outside, this is the inside, this is the eye, already correct. And I just made a cut and like this. And what I can do is I can sew a little bit longer in here as if it was a small dart and see how it goes. So let's try it out. This way it's quite flat and can become floopy, but look how fast that was. It took me like a minute or something to put this together, or 2 minutes, I don't know. Of course I can make this more carefully for the final one instead of just rushing through. However, look at the difference. I know I did this one by hand instead of machine, but still, even though one is floopier, I think I'd rather have a frog with floopier eyes than have a frog with that. You know what I mean? Okay, let's put everything together and see how it goes. It's a decent size. Oh, I like it. I'm very excited. Let me check something. I want to see if I can fit an iPad in there. Yes, and with some room. So the iPad ends around here. That's some room for padding already. Okay. I'm very comfortable with measurements and shape. And I also chose a pair of legs, I guess. And hands and arms, I don't know. Extremities. Frog extremities, I don't know. I'm really happy with this. I really like the shape. Let's move on to choosing the fabric, the final fabric. I'm very happy. I'm really happy. I have many fabrics I want to use. I want to make an army of frogs. I want to. I don't know if I should. I'm going to see what frogs I can get done today. I would very much enjoy having a almost done frog by the end of today. Now that the mock-up thing is done and I know the proportions are okay and I know roughly how I want to do things. Okay. Here are the options right now. I really love this plaid. I wish I had enough to make a full garment, but all of these are either damaged pieces that for that reason can't really be used for like a skirt or something because they have like holes or marks that make large quantities of fabric unusable, but you can have smaller pieces, or they are just a smaller cut of fabric or scraps. Like these 6 are scraps and this blue one is has marks of the sun, and these are big scraps. So what I mean by big scraps is that they are big enough for a project, but they are still scraps. They are not big enough for a full skirt, for me at least. Why? Okay, so I am very excited to do either like a patchwork frog and use blue and this brick color to make like a poison dart frog, and also then paint on it a few black dots. Or I could do plaid frog.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
The lighter green here. I have some fabric that is very similar with flowers as well, so it could be very cute to have that as a lining. Because I could use the plaid frog with basically anything that is either yellow, pink, green, blue, or mint. So that's very versatile. Plaid frog with green flower lining, like this. You see? I think this is a perfect transition for this. It is exactly one of the greens in the plaid. It's my perfect combo. So I'm so hype. I'm very hype. Very fucking hype. Okay. Why am I this excited over frogs? I don't know. Frogs are cool. This is 160 meters by this is basically a meter of usable fabric, and then this area that is cut up. So I think what I'm going to do is like fit whatever I can in the area that is more cut up, I think. Sewing gods, please forgive me, I'm gonna use a ballpoint pen because this fabric, you can't see shit. I'm sorry. Hello, good morning. Yesterday at night I still cut all the pieces in the plaid fabric. I still need to cut the lining pieces and then I can start sewing. I'm not feeling very nice today. My stomach is not very happy and I don't know, I can guess why. I took a bite of a taki, those spicy chip things, that was from a bag that was open months ago. And I just thought, oh, I haven't had this in a while, and I took a bite and I noticed it was spoiled. And also it is still very spicy and my stomach is not happy with me. Don't eat expired spoiled takis. So I have some Melicity with honey because, yeah. Yay for tea. I had thought about making a separate lining from the frog, but I think I'm going to flatline, except for the front where the eyes go, where I'm going to line it a little different. But it is the same idea, because that way I don't have the problem of if the lining has a weaker seam than the outside, stuff could get in between the lining and the outside, and I don't want to deal with that, so I just want to make everything together, I guess. About the hands and feet of the frog, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch all the straighter edges and leave bigger tails. Instead of going backwards and forwards, I'm just going to leave bigger tails of thread so that I can hand stitch around the complicated parts to sew by machine. And I think that's my strategy today, so it's easier and a little faster. I'm going to sew the zipper panel first and then move on. The brand of this fantastic zipper is Optilon. It's an old zipper. I don't even know if this brand still exists. I just know that it was rather popular in Portugal. I sewed half of the zipper panel to the zipper and I regret my life choices. I should have just used the regular presser foot, but I used the zipper presser foot. But since this is a very chunky zipper, it looks great, but it's way too close. I don't know the name of this in English, but this thing gets stuck on the flimsy fabric of the lining, so I need to seam rip this and try again.
Saw him from far away. We saw the Celestial Dragons figures in his flashback as well. We are I don't know whose memory it is.
I used the fact that I had sewn this wrong first to keep things in place while I sewed it right. So now, all I have to do is unpick the wrong seam and everything should be fine. So, yay for that.
Hurt real bad. But I am really looking forward to getting back in there to finishing this flash, saying, Pythagoras, come in, Pythagoras. Like he's freaking out because he...
I color matched too good, I can't see anything. I can't do it with this light. Hold on, I'm gonna sit down for a moment. I mean, it doesn't look great, but I've seen worse. I've done worse. At least the zipper is set properly, so yes. And this will keep the lining fabric away from the zipper. Now I have to do the exact same thing on the other side.
Okay, just let's get that one straight. I love... Really confirmed that we have a poneglyph here for these the next day after I read the...
This looks so much better. Oh yes. Oh, this is looking good. Battery is running out, and I have all the legs to hand sew. I don't know, I'll catch up with you later. The back leg was very successful, I'm very proud. Today what I'm going to do is just do the same method I used here. I'm very proud of this leg. I forgot the dart. Do I need the dart? I think I'm just going to stuff it and ignore the dart and make both eyes the same. I have to pick my battles, you know, otherwise I will never ever complete anything. I wear clothes until they are in such bad shape that nobody else can wear them either, so I usually turn them into rags, or in this case I cut them into strips so I could stuff things with it. So it's a bit heavier than using I'm going to sew this shut before I attach it to the rest of the frog. I'm feeling very hyped today, which is probably why I'm so confused and focused and generally high energy but kind of weird. I'm doing this wrong!
Wow!
No! I feel like I'm struggling because I'm not focusing, but I'm having fun. I don't know.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
I don't know why I'm so high energy. Probably I'm high energy because I have been very low energy for the past few days. And things. Now that both the eyes are stuffed and closed. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Okay. It's fine because I'm making this for myself, but I overfilled the eyes. As you can see, I couldn't get close enough even with the zipper foot. Maybe I can just go over it again. Oh yes, so much better. Oh, and these eyes, they're gonna be sisters, not twins, so be ready for that. This lady was making a ruckus at the door because she wants to come here. But as you can see, there are way too many pins for me to let this lady just walk around. So, look at these Tobins. Tobins. She's very like, let me go, mama, I want to explore. But no, no, you can stay here. You can stay here. No, Robin. Oh damn! This went good the first time. I'm very fucking proud. Hell yes! Hell yes! And the dart is way less noticeable. Like it's so much better. Oh hell yeah! Okay, so here's the thing. This is flimsy for a bag. So I need to interface this. I think for the sake of durability, I'm going to be using woven iron-on interfacing. This one is woven interfacing. So I traced the pattern onto the interfacing without seam allowance. I'm going to give it by eye like a few millimeters of seam allowance because this is woven and I don't want it to, I don't know, disintegrate. But I also don't want to bulk up the seams too much, even though this is a bag and it's fine. I don't know how hot I have to go, so I'm trying to not go too hot. Was this the correct way to do this? No, but I think it's looking good. It's looking sturdy. Why does this frog make me happy? I don't know, but it does. I'm going to sew the lining and the outside at the same time. So it's almost like flat lining, but I had to do the darts and the things before. In an ideal world, I would bias bind it at the same time as I'm sewing, but I can't do that because I can't use the presser foot that is used for bias binding. What I'm going to do is sew this down and then I'm going to bias bind it and hopefully it comes out okay. I don't want to sew this 3 times just to bias bind it, so let's see if I can do it just 2. Okay, so the top looks nice. The side that was under got mis-sewn. And it's not very problematic because when you add the bias tape, you can just pin this bit in place and then when you sew over it, it will be covered. Now for the possibly hardest part, I guess. Sewing this part together, which I'm not looking forward to. Not bad. Yeah, like it's not perfect here by any means, but it is very damn close. See? Okay, I'm glad I didn't do this all at once because this would have been a nightmare.
So excited to read that I can't talking about things that she may just off the cuff mention. Stress decreaser to be a stress relief. More so.
Okay, this is very not good. So, what can I do? This is looking really fucking bad. Like, this is one of the worst seams I've sewn since I started sewing. I'm going to be using matching thread for the next few. This was really hard to do and I still have some missing spots. Wow. Like, I'm so glad I'm not doing this for selling or as a gift, because if I was, I would be undoing and redoing this seam, but it's for myself. Okay. Yeah, I should definitely have done this in white. Well, it's done now, it's okay, it's good. The outside looks good, which in this case is more important. It's not always the most important part, but in this case it is. I need to find a pillow so I can iron this properly. In between all of these steps at the machine, I also was sewing by hand all the tiny curves of the front legs and the back legs, or hands and feet, I don't know how you want to call it. They're frog things. And the cats were helping. Damn, I love this zipper. Okay. Next step is to attach this to this, and hopefully this will go well. Yay! Oh, I'm so worried.
Enter the sunlight without turning to ash. But she doesn't want money to hoard it. Naomi wants money specifically for this.
I overestimated how big this thing had to be. I think I can sew up until like here, and then the other way until here, and then make a dart with the excess, cut it off, sew it together, or sew it together then cut it off, then bind it, and then measure it again, because I don't know how this got so big, and I'm a bit concerned about that. But I also don't want to undo all the work I've already done. It's been like a month and a half since I started this. I don't want to drag this for too long.
But we also saw him swipe at Perona back on Thriller Bark, and then as Vice Admiral Lumonga, with objectively the most fun name to say in the series, who showed
I miscalculated the difficulty of this by a landslide. This is Frog 1 from 0. This is so much harder than I expected. Okay. Okay. Oh. Who would have guessed that this would not be even? Anyone except me, because I was overconfident. That's never a good sign. Oh, my back hurts. If I can sew this frog, I can sew anything, right? I'm so nervous. Okay. I need to take all of these pins from the middle, all the ones that I left around. Hey there, good morning. So, today I only have a few hours with the sewing machine before I have to give it back to my mom. But I want to add a pocket for the iPad.
Let's fucking...
Here's the iPad. I thought I was being very smart and making great decisions when I made this pocket. I was hoping for it to be a little wider. I can always do it just like this and have it be like a band around and like not even close at the bottom. That would probably be smarter. Or I can keep it like this. I forgot the legs. I pinned the whole thing together and then I thought, oh shit, if I have to sew the legs by hand again, I will cry. So I decided to just take care of the legs first and unpin everything. And yeah, so what I have to do now is sew these on, trim the excess, and then sew everything together, and then maybe add bias tape inside. I'm going to regret everything so fast. But yes, I think this is what I'm going to do. Maybe. I don't know. I can't wait to have the frog finished. It's been a while since I started and I'm very fucking tired of this. Wow. Oh, I think what I'm going to do is just attach the straps by hand, because this is not a war machine, this is a regular domestic machine. So I need to be careful with it. And this is already too many layers. I'm going to regret sewing this like that really bad. So the straps, why did I think I could do this? I don't know. Also, I don't know how to think, so yay. It's gonna look good, it's gonna be nice, and I'm gonna have a nice cute frog backpack. That's all I need to think about and not about how fucking hard this is. Is this good? Ugh. Okay. Only 3 more legs to go. Only 3 more fucking legs to go. I can't wait to have this backpack done. Feel lost, miserable. Miserable. So this way, I don't know. Should be fine though. We have frog legs. I'm going to have lunch. And I'm coming back tomorrow. Because tomorrow I have a day off from work. This is not... my brain is not computing. Yeah, I'm going to sew all around. I'm going to have to skip some parts and sew those by hand because this is too thick for the machine. But it should be fine if I skip those thicker areas. And then we'll see what we do with the excess here. This is where I have to lift because there is a leg here and I need to start after the leg without removing the pins from the leg. Why is making a frog so hard? Why? There's literally no need, but I want to. I know this is a mess right now, but I'm going to flip this over because I want to see how it looks. Ooh. I'm getting so hype about this. Why am I so hype about a fucking frog? I don't know, but I am. It's a fucking frog! It's not puffy yet because it's not full, but you can see the shape. And I'm so happy with the belly and the paws. The paws? The legs. I don't know. I still need to properly secure them because I'm going to put the straps here, so it will look like the frog is kind of hugging me and hanging on for dear life. Oh, but it looks so nice. Okay. I'm going to stop for tonight. And tomorrow we're gonna finish it. Yeah. Bye! I took a moment to organize this a little, and the frog is almost done. I've been saying this for like 2 months, but I'm going to bind all the raw edges on the inside like I did for this. For the outside, I only need to finish the eyes and the straps. Let's start with the binding, so the inside will be finished and I only need to tackle the outside. This is too hard to pin, I'm gonna baste.
Some time ago, we came up with a product together.
That is a very generous description.
Knives are always safer than small knives because you're less likely to cut yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Earlier, I dismembered an old bag that I wore until it was no longer good to wear. Like the closure didn't work very well anymore. The inside, like binding, was very scratchy. I actually hurt myself before on that. Things would get in between the lining of the bag and the outside of the bag. It was virtually impossible to wash properly because it was that old. Not great. However, I saved everything I could, and that includes the straps. And I'm having a very hard time deciding what I want to do with the straps for the frog. Now the inside of the frog is looking very clean, everything is bound, everything is nice and finished, no raw edges anywhere. So I measured a different backpack. Like if you measure the hole for your arm, so like you go from the bottom connection of the strap all the way up the backpack until the top connection of the strap, and then measure the rest of the strap to make like a circle of measuring tape. That should give me the measurement of the same here, so I can subtract from that measurement the distance from where I want to attach the strap and where I want to attach the strap, and that will give me the measurement of the strap. If that makes any sense. What I need now is to cut this to size. Since they are adjustable, I need to cut them at their smallest possible size. And then it should be adjustable to be bigger, I think. So, I measured 85 centimeters of that armhole in the other backpack, and on this backpack I measured from the place I want to attach the bottom part of the strap and the place where I want to attach the top part of the strap, and that would be almost 40 centimeters from the two attachment points. Instead of 85 centimeters I would do 80 on the shortest, and then this would be adjustable, so it could be bigger, or maybe even go down to 75. So if that's 40, I would have just 35. This feels so wrong. I'm just gonna go burn this off camera because I don't want to have to worry about the camera while I burn the edge. I'll be back. Should I take care of the straps, make sure they're well attached and all of that? Or I could do the eyes, which would be way more fun. I'm going to start with the straps, otherwise I'm just never gonna add the straps. And I'm going to do that by hand, because just sewing over this thick stuffed paw, I guess, leg, I don't know, foot, the machine was not happy, so I'm not going to do that to the machine. So I'm just going to do that by hand while I listen to the latest Trash Taste episode, which was 148. I'm all caught up, or almost. I have half an episode left. I have an hour something, maybe less than an hour left until I have to leave the house. So I'm going to hand sew this and see how far I can go before I need to get changed and leave the house. So unfortunately, I didn't record myself attaching the eyes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and had as much fun watching it as I had making the frog itself. It has been a blast to work on it. It's been very, very hard, but also very fun and rewarding. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I hope to see you here next time. Anyways, let's move on to the reveal.